It is I, Rubex!
Life is feudal! It's feudal. Life is feudal.
Hey guys, what is happening? It's RipperX. Very special day today. We're back in Life is Feudal. This is playthrough number 2. The difference is that, well, today we have the one and only Vlad on the line. He's about to jump on Skype here. Vlad is the lead developer of Life is Feudal, an old buddy of mine. We used to play Darkfall together, so it's good to, well, talk to him again and kind of jump into his game, and we're going to ask him some questions. By the way, Vlad and I are wearing the exact same outfit today. We called each other in advance. This was a guild thing back in the days. We would all call each other up and make sure we were wearing the same outfits just because it's good luck. We're kind of superstitious like that. Anyways, let's meet Vlad.
Hello, my name is Vladimir A.K.A. Bobik. I'm project leader and the one who started our game project called Life is Feudal. On behalf of our team, I'm thrilled to invite you on a tour on our cost-effective office. Let's go. The main part is the kitchen, of course. Here is Boris having the breakfast. Hey, Boris, where's your wild animals AI script you have promised me yesterday? Okay.
All right, very cool, man. Well, again, Vlad, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us, man. It's always a pleasure, man. And again, I mean, we go back a long way. So it's, I don't know, it's for me, I'm very proud of you, man. You've done a very good job with this game, Life is Feudal, man. It's beautiful. Within 4 days, we have a town, we have a windmill up, we have a warehouse, we have chicken coops. we're enjoying it here, yeah.
That sound quite advanced. I mean, you get a good village so far. It's a really impressive job, I would say also. I mean, usually we have seen that people in 4 days, well, maybe have a teeny shack with maybe some palisade walls and nothing much. And since you have a windmill, unfortunately it is not working properly so far, but still it must be good for scenery.
it's very good for scenery, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's I mean, the guys that we're playing with as well, they've been playing like I think Kane as well as my buddy Basin. They played for like 24 hours straight. Like I woke up and they were literally on nonstop, just building and gathering materials and. You know, I think what we gotta have now is you know, get some more players in our server. I think Kane was telling me that there's a couple guys that 3 players that have joined the server and they're making a small town north of here. So we might have a battle coming up. You know, we might have some fights or you know, some competition here. It's gonna be exciting to see if that happens. Yeah.
Well, why not? It's good. It's good.
But you know, so far so good in the game. I've noticed that there is a day and night cycle to the game. I also noticed that there's some nights that it's completely clear and some nights where it's completely cloudy. So you must have a dynamic weather system. I didn't realize that. Yes,
that's true. And you can see the different weather during the day also. I mean, you can see a forecast, you can see just completely fair and clear sky. So far we got 3 weathers, and actually they all affect on the gameplay, because during, let's say, during shiny, well, for instance, when you had planted the crops, during their growth, they will count amount of shiny and cloudy shower days. And if that amount is balanced, you will get the more yield, how it's called. No, not yield.
Yeah, of course you get.
Yes,
depending on the weather.
Crops.
Wow.
Yes, that's true.
I did not know that.
And yes, and trees, forests, they're growing depend on weather also. So if it's just a cloudy weather, there will be, as far as I remember, no tree growth. And in other weather, there will be trees will only grow up. And at showering weather, the forecast, it looks like a forecast. But also new saplings will appear. I mean, the forest will grow aside, around. Yeah.
Vlad, that's awesome. I didn't realize it was that. I didn't know it was that in depth, man. That's just very cool. So the weather actually affects it. Awesome, man.
Yeah, and you will be surprised that actually breeding rates of animals. Well, so far we have turned out only chickens and hares, but well, in next patches we plan to turn on all wild animals. So there will be wild aurochs, those wild cows. There will be boars. There will be wild bears and so on. And most of those animals will be tameable, and you will be actually to tame them and place in stables and barns and breed them the same way as you breed chickens and hares. And actually, well, maybe that sounds a bit funny or magic, but weather also affect breeding rates of animals. I believe they breed better at shiny weather or something like that.
I mean, as it is now, I do see. I mean, there's a couple animals in the game. There is, there's wolves. There's a moose. So that's great that you're going to be adding more wildlife.
Yes,
awesome.
we will. So right now they are acting a bit funny because wolves and mooses are always working together. They we have a joke here that they are our Simon and Pumbaa. From the Hakuna Matata. They're always working together.
That's awesome. Very cool. Do you plan on adding more like monsters to the game, or is it mainly going to be wildlife that's going to be kind of in the world as well as players, or is there going to be different types like down the road?
There will be no dragons. Sorry.
No. Okay.
No. I mean, I understand. I understand you. Well, mostly we plan for wild animals, but we also plan to implement so-called natives. Natives, they will be looking like pygmies, like short, naked, I don't know, like Native Americans. You understand what I'm talking about, and they will be dwelling underground. So if you are mining something, there will be some chance that they will spawn behind your back and maybe even try to attack you. And also there is such a feature that also planned that once you had built an extended maze of tunnels, and maybe you had just depleted some iron ore in that area, well, maybe a craft some kind of relic, you will be able to place that relic in the center of your tunnels, and it will start spawning more natives around it. So basically you will create your own dungeon, because you will be making those tunnels actually, and those natives with different toughness will appear in that tunnels around that relic. So it's basically like player-made dungeon.
Oh my goodness. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and so when we'll make some kind of bonuses for those who will be able to pass all those dungeons and actually able to use that relic, people will get some bonus or some, I don't know, promotion or something like that. Just something as a prize.
Vlad, I guess another question, and this is just me being a nerd, but obviously as you get higher in skill, you're able to craft different things, you're able to craft weapons. Is there a way that once you're a higher skill, you're able to craft some sort of like rare or unique or add some kind of, unique property to the weapon to make it kind of like a rare weapon, or is that...
Well, I understand your question. No, we do not expect we do not plan for some special weapon attributes, but the higher your skill, the more quality of resulting weapon you can make. And actually that quality, that parameter or attribute, how it's called, it's quite effective of your weapon. So you can have a quality 10 sword, and you can have a quality 90 sword, and they will be quite different in the combat, in the battle. And achieving a 90 quality sword will be quite hard, because you will have to find 90 quality ingredients. You must have at least 100 or 90 level of skills, all skills that are required to transmute those ingredients into a sword. I mean, you will need 90 of mining, you will need 90 or 100 of smelting for forging. If you are talking about some advanced sword, you will need a high quality leather also. That means that you will need a high quality food for high quality animals, and high quality preparation skill to butcher the animals, to dry that skin, to tan that skin. Well, you understand that. So actually achieving a high-quality sword will be, quite a quite a complex crafting quest.
Got it. So that definitely makes sense. The quality obviously is going to make all the difference. Yeah, I wasn't sure if like maybe if you were mining and you found some gem, maybe you could use that gem down the road to put into imbue into your weapon or something like that. But
yeah, so sorry to interrupt you. No, we don't plan that, but of course you will turn it on again sometime soon. That during mining you can actually stumble upon gems, and that's how our plan so far. That we have a luck attribute. So you have strength, agility, intelligence, willpower, constitution, and also there is a luck. Luck is an attribute that you cannot level up, but you can increase it with jewelry. If you are wearing a jewelry, just 2 rings and a necklace, it will provide you a luck bonus. And that luck bonus will affect almost everything that you do. And combat also, and it will also affect some chances of knockdowns, some chances of bleeding, and so on. So if you are super pro PvP player, you will actually be interested to invest more in your equipment by wearing more jewelry, because it will be more effective. Yeah, that's how it's gonna work, and partly it's already working that way. So that's our idea, and that's why jewel craft is also a useful skill, not just fancy, yes. And it's there is no magic like fire protection ring or something like that, but still have that luck that will affect you and help.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, that still makes a big difference. Absolutely. Very cool. So, I mean, gems are going to have positive attributes, especially when it comes to PvP fights as well. So that's very good to know. I guess to add to that, in terms of guilds and clans, I had a couple buddies that wanted to know. I mean, what do you have planned for that? I know right now, like for example, we have this little fortress around, and like for example, we have a couple gates. I know only one person's able to claim that gate. If we were a guild, would that be able to? If like say we're all in the same guild, would everyone in the guild be able to access that same gate, or do you have to kind of claim your own gates and use it, use it as an individual?
Well, what you see right now is our claim system is a placeholder. It's really a placeholder, something that we had to implement just to have any type of claiming. But we have a completely planned, how it's called, and planned system, and it's actually described now on Wikipedia. You can read it sometime, but I will describe it in a few words right now. So there will be 2 types of land claims. There will be a personal claim and a guild claim. Well, since you are asking about guilds, I will explain a guild claim. So your guild come to some place. You must erect a monument. Once you have completed the construction, that monument will claim some land in a certain radius around it. I don't remember, maybe like 50 meters radius. It's quite a lot of land already. And everything that will be built on that land will be controlled by the guild leader, and he will be able to set rules on all objects or on a certain objects. Like for instance, gatehouse, he will be able to just appoint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gatekeepers, and only then them will be able to open that gatehouse. For instance, some blacksmith shop or some bloomery or some forge, he will be able to set rules that everyone who is not hostile towards your guild can use it. So every passerby who is not hostile towards your guild will be able to smelt his stuff and use it as he wants. And the same will go to the passing rights. There's also, well, works more for personal claims. What else? Well, maybe I should tell about personal claims. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What about personal claims? Yeah.
Yeah. So personal claims, every person can have his own claim. It will not be centered around the totem. We plan it to be in a rectangular shape. Once you had claimed a land, everything that you built on that land will be yours. in MMORPG version, you will be able to set the same rules as a guild leader. I mean, you'll be able to set your friends to use your house, to bind in your house, or to use your coop to feed your chickens and so on. And everything on your claim will be magically invulnerable. I mean, no griefers, no AFK bashing of your house, nothing will be possible unless some guild comes nearby and place a monument. Once they have placed a monument and once their guild claim has overlapped with your personal claim, you must negotiate with them because they have a right, they have ability to remove your personal claim. They can remove your personal claim and let actually their guild members to have their personal claims on the land. You know, it's like serfdom, how it's called. But you can, of course, you can negotiate or maybe just enter that guild or maybe pay some tribute or whatever. And if you are okay with them, they can just leave you there. And well, you will be, well, it will be mutual coordination and friendship and everything. But there will be one more but. Once that guild will enter some war with some other guild, all those claims will be able, they can be raided by other guilds. So,
awesome.
Yeah, so we plan some windows of opportunities, so there will be no player versus building at 4 AM as it was in Darkfall and sometime in Shadowbane. So we will have some windows of opportunity system, or maybe some like Bane system as it was in Shadowbane. We will work out it, it's no problem.
So I guess to declare war to another guild, what is the appropriate action? I mean, if say one guy decided to attack another guy, does that automatically give them grounds to go to war with them, or? No,
let me explain. Are you aware about alignment system? Well, okay, let's talk about alignment system later. There is one how's called prerequisite to start a war. You must be a guild with a monument. You must. We have different levels of guilds. So once you are running around with your friends, you are called an order. You are just an order that had claimed no land. Once your order had built a monument, it becomes a country. And once your country had forced someone into alliance, has forced someone to submit or just negotiate an alliance, it becomes a kingdom. So only kingdoms and countries can engage into war. You cannot war declarate. War declare on anyone unless you have anything at stake.
Gotcha.
And your stake is your monument, your buildings on that monument, all the possessions that are protected with your guild claim. That's it. So there will be no, I bet you have seen that Darkfall exploits when some no-name guilds suddenly declared war on some other guild and just kill someone in NPC cities.
Right.
There will be no such thing. At least there will be consequences, because after that their city can be raided and later sieged and destroyed just for that.
Let's move on to alignment, because what I've realized is that it's easy to get negative alignment, but it's a little bit harder to bring it back.
That's true.
I do like that. I mean, obviously, you kind of have to, make a decision if you want to attack a player, because obviously you do get negative alignment for that. Is there any other way to make your alignment go up besides praying, or is praying the only way to get back to normal eventually?
Praying is the only way. Well, maybe we had such plan to sell indulgences. It's spelled correctly, indulgence. You know, in Holy Roman Church, when they sold documents that released your sins, it's called indulgence. Indulgence, how it's spelled.
Gotcha. And can you make those, or how does that? Do you find them? Or?
Well, we currently plan a complex piety system with popes, with cardinals, with pope elections, and so on. And we plan that popes will be able to craft those indulgences in some limited amounts. But normal and absolutely normal way to increase the alignment is only due praying, by praying. You can pray only once a game day, and yes, it's quite slow. It's designed to be slow. So we basically want people to behave. If you want to be a super player killer, if you can do that, if you are not just a PK wannabe, but you are really badass for a PK wannabe, you might not bother about alignment. You will go into a lower negative alignment, but there is just one huge but. The lower your alignment, the more skill loss you will suffer after your death. So basically, if you have, let's say, minus 500 alignment, you might lose up to 300 skill points. Or maybe, yeah, you basically will be almost wiped. So you must be a super really badass man to do that. If you want just to be, a thug, some kind of a thug on a big road, you can just avoid killing people. You just can avoid murdering. You can use non-lethal weapons, sledgehammers, different war picks, and you understand everything that do blunt damage, and you can knock people out instead of killing them. In that way, you will lose less alignment, and you will not be able to pass a point of no return. There is a point of no return at minus 50 alignment. So if you have not killed anyone, you will not be able to lose lower than minus 50 alignment. That means that once you die, you will lose some skill points, but that will not be a total wipe. And also that means that every your victim will also save his skill points, because being knocked down does not result in a skill loss, but being killed does result in.
Okay, so I guess an important question. So say we go to war with another guild, and I see an enemy player, and my alignment is already negative. If I were to kill that enemy player that is, again, we've claimed war against, if I kill that player, do I get an alignment increase?
No.
Or does it?
Absolutely nothing.
Does nothing? So nothing happens. It's not negative or positive.
Yes. So I mean, we both have seen those. You know how it works in Darkfall, and that's why I didn't want that the same way. So you just in Darkfall you just go out, kill a lot of newbies, and you just log in alternate character with a negative alignment, and you just macro kill him for half an hour a night, and after that you are just a saint. You have plus 100 alignment, and you are just saint,
of course,
a working deity, and it's not right. It's not correct. So that's why only way to increase your alignment is by praying every day. But yes, I believe that's kind of true. But anyway, if you have an official state of war with some guild, no alignment penalties will be there. So you can kill each other non-stop without any alignment penalties to each other.
Got it. But you don't get positive alignment because, again, people will take advantage of that.
But to be honest, I'm more PvP player. Well,
Same here.
Yeah. But you don't we both understand there are also role players, and there are actually a lot of such players in Life is Feudal Year Round, and for such players in the following patch will allow them to place furniture in tunnels and in buildings. So you can actually place all that furniture, all those chests, wardrobes, beds, and everything inside houses, or make your underground room, or maybe even underground housing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can also place it in tunnels.
So Vlad, you're saying I can make my bat cave?
Yes.
Yes.
You will be able after next page. And yes, and before New Year we plan to implement a long-awaited functionality of personal claims to address all those problems with griefers. When some people just go in, run around, inspect your stuff, steal stuff, steal those looms, and just go away, and you can do nothing except just attack them, even if you see them. And if you don't, they just take everything and disappear, and that's all. So personal claims, they were not originally planned in Life is Feudal Your Own because, well, we had originally planned them in MMORPG version, but it's a really complex system, and we demand some, web service backend for that. And for Life is Feudal Your Own, it is still quite impossible. I mean, we have a lot of stuff stuffed into Life is Feudal Your Own server now, and if we're gonna stuff a web server into it, it will just it just will blow up, I believe. But well, we will implement some kind of personal claim systems sooner or later, just to address all those griefing issues and that people can protect their holdings.
Of course, yeah, that's huge, absolutely. I guess a quick question for the future. I know obviously down the road this is not going to happen for a bit, but you guys do have an MMO version planned. I guess my question is, when that does happen, the map, how is the map going to be? Is it going to be a lot bigger? I know, like, technically right now, we have this wonderful island that we're able to roam around. Is it going to be, is there going to be a mainland, or is
Yes,
what do you guys have plans for in terms of, I guess, the world for the MMO version?
Well, there are actually around 700 people in the world that actually experienced our pre-alpha MMORPG. We had pre-alpha tests running from March till the release of Life is Feudal Your Own, and they were actually running around that map and playing and actually settling on it. We have a mainland. It's 21 on 21 kilometers, so it's roughly 400 plus square kilometers. It's really huge. You can just engage in our forums, and everyone who have a golden nickname, that means he's a MMORPG alpha tester, and he most certainly experienced that. That it takes few hours of running just to reach one of edges of the map. It really looks huge when you're running on foot, and I believe it will not be less huge even when we implement a horseback rating. And maybe, I don't know if it's a good or not that good idea. I just want to explain about our monetization system, because there is a lot of confusion about it. Because it's also original from what you have seen before, I believe. So our idea is that you can download a game, download a client for free, and you can join the game for free, but only on a newbie island. Actually, everyone who is playing Life is Feudal Your Own, they are actually playing on that newbie island. It's free and 3 kilometers rough. So you can play on that newbie island, and it will be resetted every day, like that movie Groundhog Day. So yeah, so every day everything that you have made will be resetted back to original state. But you will preserve your skills, they will be kept, of course. You will preserve your stats, and you will preserve your own knowledge of game mechanics. So once you believe that you are okay, that you want to play that game, that you want to test a real game, you can buy some premium currency and buy a ticket for your character. That ticket will bring your character on the mainland, on the 21 on 21 kilometers huge mainland with a lot of guilds, global politics, battles, sieges, and so on. So you will be dropped into that. And also, well, everyone is confusing character ticket with the character slot. There's a huge difference. I mean, you are buying a ticket for a single character, and if you, well, why we are making that? Only just for our alignment system to work. Because if we are talking about slot, I mean, I can be a nasty boy, I can just spam attack everyone, I can get into negative alignment, and once I see that, well, I don't like that negative alignment character, I can just delete it, create a new one, and be nasty again. Jumping on everyone, killing everyone, and so on. But since you are buying a ticket for one character, you will have to buy that new ticket for your new character. So I believe that in most cases that will stop for such griefers from making it. It's all the same. Our main core technology of that 21 on 21 kilometers map is being processed by 49 server instances. And that's our most complex technology that allows you to run between all those servers without you noticing that you had actually crossed from one server on another. And because of that, I said 49 servers, but nothing prevents us from adding 100 more servers and expanding that map. Just make a new continent somewhere to the west. And you will be able, in theory, run from one continent on another without any loading screens and so on. And that technology was also tested in the middle of the year. Well, of course it's rough, of course it's still some bugs, but well, it's working after all. Not perfectly, not everything is perfect, but well, it's already, it's not even a proof of concept, it's actually working technology.
To play this game as it is now is great, but to also see it on another level, which is going to be next year in the MMO version as well, and playing with a huge amount of players and guilds and the whole guild politics is going to be a lot of fun. But that said, I'm enjoying myself now and I'm having a good time and actually kind of really getting to know the game. We're having training sessions here in our little fortress. We're battling each other with practice swords. It's been fun, man. It's been a lot of fun, I'll tell you.
Well, I suggest you to try to using shields and try to use bashing weapons because they have a higher chance of knockdowns, and you can actually make a shield bash. That is also quite useful in some circumstances. And we actually have a combo system that should be working almost completely. Let me explain that combo system a bit. I'm quite aware that maybe a very low amount of people actually understand that it even exists and how it works. Of course it's our fault because we had no tutorials about them so far, and was simply because our combat is not in finished state and everything might change. But well, let me explain it, how it's planned and how it's supposed to work, and maybe you will test it out and tell me if it works or not. So we have a combo system. It's not like in Age of Camel or Age of Conan, sorry, maybe a bit similar. It's something original. So each weapon type have certain combos. You can open a skill book and you can click on its tabs on for 60 and 90 level. You will see a combos description. In brackets you can see directional attacks that are needed for that combo. For instance, left slash, overhead slash, left slash, thrusting attack. It's usually 4 types of attacks in one combo. So if you are successful in hitting all those 4 directional attacks on your opponent, your final attack will deal more damage and will deal a certain side effect. Either it will be 100% of a bleeding, or it will be a wound, or it will be a knockdown, or it will be just more stamina damage. There are different effects. But that's the point. So you are just not, making those circle hit and run tactics around your opponent. It may be worth to clinch with your opponent and just make those combos attacks. Because if he will be just blindly spamming attacks on you, he will deal less damage. Because combo attacks also give a bonus to your speed, weapon speed. So every next directional attack in that chain will deal more damage, a bit more damage, and of course the final blow will deal a nasty side effect on your opponent. So that's our vision. So if you are not just spamming a left mouse button, yes, if you are just making different attacks that should result in combo, you will be more effective. Also pairing also designed not just to mitigate some damage. It's designed to interrupt combos. So if someone had turtled out in the pairing position, you can just damage him and he will not be effective to mitigate any damage. But if he look at you and sees that you making a third attack of some combo, it might be right moment for him to parry your blow. In such way, he will interrupt your combo. That's how it should work in theory. So, and add formation system to that, and add physical aspects. I mean, you can move towards your enemy and you can rotate your body a bit to make a more painful blows for more weapon speed bonus. I mean, you do understand how our physical melee system works, yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And so add it on top, and it should be actually quite a complex combat system.
You know, it seems like it as well. And I've noticed as well, like you were saying, you know, like you get to that certain point with your skills, and you're able to see, you know, level 60, you can unlock different combos. I guess to add to that, I've always been an archer. I mean, I love range combat. Don't get me wrong, I love melee combat as well. Is there anything different with range combat? I mean, one of my like ultimate goals here is to eventually get past my slingshot and get past the crossbow and be able to actually have a regular bow. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm going to be crafting bows. I'm going to be shooting bows. That's kind of like, that's my goal. I always, any game that has that, I always try to strive for that. So it looks to me as well like level 60, there's going to be something called arrow to the knee, which might be, you know, slows the target for 10. So there's going to be combos with range combat as well, it looks like.
Yeah, no, it's not combos, it's special abilities. Unfortunately, sorry, they're not implemented so far, but will be soon. Yes, we plan. Yeah, sorry. The crossbows are quite overpowered until next patch so far. Well, we had fixed it, and the fix will be in next patch. But yes, ultimately we plan some special abilities for crossbows and bows, and well. Yes, you have read it right. Bows will be able to cripple your enemy, and also we plan one of few area of effect abilities in our game is actually a volley. When you will be able to shoot a good amount of arrows in a quick succession, but with some limitations. We have not totally planned what will be such limitation, but we will force you so you will not be able to point blank shoot someone with that volley, but that will be a good ability to make AoE damage in some area somewhere far.
Absolutely. I mean, especially for the bigger battles, this is going to be exciting to see, and there's going to be strategies. You know, you're going to have your formation in front, you're going to have your warriors in front, then you're going to have the skirmy guys in the back like me shooting arrows behind trees.
Yes, that's right. So it's so if you have the formations, we will have archers that will counter these formations, because volley into formation will hit almost everyone there, and you know, volleys from a group of archers might wipe a full formation, so they must react on that, spread out from formation and get back into formation before they engage in melee. Well, we understand that it worked well in medieval eras, and maybe not in medieval eras, so why shouldn't it work in Life is Feudal? Well, we had some doubts before we were launching Life is Feudal Your Own, because we were not sure that, well, we believe that we are actually making a niche game, but it appears that that niche is quite well. I believe you understand me. Not many people like full loot, at least. Yes, not many people like complex games with hardcore elements and everything.
It's actually nice to have a little bit of risk versus reward. It's good to have a penalty for death, or you know what I'm saying. Like, it's good to have that. Complexity might take a little bit more patience, but when you get to that point, it's so much more enjoyable. So it's really nice to see all the features that you have in this game. Is just, it's for me, this is my type of game, and I'm very happy that you guys you know, have put it together. I guess a quick question for you: how long did it take to write this game? How, what was the process of this? When did you start coding this? When did the idea come? What was the I'm sure it was a long process, right?
let me start from the last question. That idea came to me almost right away from Darkfall release, because they had promised a lot, and actually they, to be honest, I believe they have failed to deliver a lot of their promises. Let's say at least about four-legged running, if you remember what I mean. You know this? Do you know that story? No.
My entire guild, we were all furries. We were ready for four-legged running to be implemented.
yeah.
That was our whole plan. Never happened.
Yes. So you know it even better than I do, that they were promising all those four-legged running for like all years of their development, and they failed to to deliver. So it was basically a last drop for me, that another game that was promised to be a sandbox heaven turned out to be not that good as I expected. So I had started thinking about all that idea, what was good, what was bad in previous games I had played. I had a long period of trying out almost every MMORPGs, all Warfare MMORPGs out in the market. I even had a huge folder on my PC with like over 100 Ultima Online shards, because there are also really interesting ideas all around. And so in 2010, in May, right after my birthday, I just decided to make a post on one of Russian game development sites, looking for same-minded persons who would like to start that risky endeavor and make a game of our dream. That's true. That's how it always have been, and that's how it is so far. Enthusiasm period was not, it was exciting, but when you don't have that much funds or don't have funds at all, people tend to quickly come in and quickly come out. But we had, made a core, a team core, and with that core team we just created a technical demo. I can even link you to, so you can see how ugly it looked that time. 1 second. But the technical demo actually had real-time tunneling that was also networked. So we're especially running together to see that. So everyone can see that. So it's in network environment, you understand, so it's not a single player. And with the technical demo we have found some local investor here who is not familiar with game development and so on. He just was so that it might work out, and he trusted in us, and so with the help of that local investor we were developing that game since November 2011. So it's almost 3 years. Will be in like 20 days. It will be 3 years of development.
Well, I mean, Vlad, it's a hell of an accomplishment. I mean, just to undertake a game alone is a lot. It's a lot of brain power. It's a lot of risk to take a lot of your time out and to put something together. But I mean, again, congrats to you guys. I mean, you've officially sold over 100,000 copies already, which is huge, man. That's so cool to see that. And again, like you said, you were thinking this is kind of more of a niche game, and you have, I feel like, a younger generation who's kind of had Minecraft the last couple of years, as well as different games that kind of have, like, this has a lot of combination of different games, yet it's unique in its own way. So again, congrats to 100,000 copies, and that's going to grow as well. Obviously you have the MMO version coming out next year, but again, to take on a project like this is it's scary, but you guys are doing it, and it's looking really good, man.
Yeah, well, it was a lot of, there were a lot of scary moments. I mean, because we had a failed Indiegogo campaign simply because we were unable to go on Kickstarter because it is not working with Russia. So we had to go for Indiegogo, and it had no organic traffic. So absolutely no one knew, had learned about Life is Feudal, so we failed that campaign. And it was one of those days when everything, was, how it's called, hanging on a hair. I mean, on the edge. Everything was on the edge. I don't know how it's called in English. But shortly at February, we had a very successful green-white campaign, and September 19th, that's where we are. We actually were in on #1 top-selling games for a weekday, no, for a weekend, maybe for 3 days, until Steam had made that discovery update. So new user interface and your discovery queue and well, so on. After that, we just started moving a bit down in top seller, but still, one thing that I'm happy about right now, we do not depend on everything, and all those funds that we should receive soon from Valve should allow us to actually finish both Life is Feudal Your Own and MMORPG version.
Absolutely.
And we are now growing quite fast. I mean, we are recruiting more C++ developers. We just moved into new office, and well, I believe things will go faster and better.
It's great to see that, Vlad. I mean, well deserved, my friend. Good work. I mean, I have many friends who've worked on small games who had failed Kickstarters, and it happens, and it doesn't, has nothing to do with whether that game is amazing or not. It's just sometimes you don't have a successful, Kickstarter or Indiegogo. It doesn't mean that it won't happen, and it's great to see the success that you guys have had. And I think what's great is the fact that you are able to make money back now and put money in and hire new people, and now you're going to be able to really polish the game even more and obviously increase and see it, set sail. So, hey, nonetheless, Vlad, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk with me and kind of, give us some glimpse of Life is Feudal.
Yeah, thank you, Ripex, for that opportunity also. And, well, and thank you for all your kind words. And, well, as I said, we really like it when people like our game because, well, as I said before, we believe that we are making a niche game, but so far it looks that a lot of people like it, and just we're really glad that means that we are doing a right thing and doing it the right way. So it's also giving us a huge moral boost. It's really valuable, and I know it's really valuable because no matter how many fans you have or whatever you have, if you see that no one cares for what you do, it just, well, make your hands down. But once you see a lot of positive reviews, once you see a lot of positive feedback, it just gives a really moral boost, and come on guys, let's work hard. Everyone is expecting us, like, no, it's a bit, it's half of joke, but half it's true.
Yeah, of course, man.
Well, thank you again, and of course, let's see you sometime later and have a chat about Life is Feudal once more. Maybe you will be more experienced and you will ask way advanced questions, maybe suggest anything. We are open for suggestions.
Absolutely. I will have the best bow in the game. Next time we talk, I will have the best bow in the game. That's my goal. So.
Okay, it's a good goal. Sorry to disappoint you, but most of the features are not implemented for both. But at least we'll be able to shoot someone's ass with it.
As long as I can shoot someone in the face, I'm happy, man. Yeah.
Okay, you will be happy. Yeah, you should be happy. Yes, that's awesome. Should be fine.
Awesome. Well, Vlad, thanks again, my friend. I really appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.
Well, guys, that was Vlad, the one and only. What a pleasure and a treat. Again, old buddy of mine. It's great to see fellow guildies making a game of their own and making it really well. Very cool stuff. We are going to talk to Vlad again in the future with future content patches and updates with Life is Feudal. Any questions or feedback you guys have, please post it below. If you have any specific questions for Vlad, let me know in the comments and we will get those questions to him. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. My name is Ripper X. See you soon.